All right. Then talking about volume and all of that, I also I want us to also mention a situation whereby we have the right gears and the musicians are in place. There is this synergy and a well organized arrangement, and we still have that bad this thing or the sound becoming too loud, kind of. What would you say? What kind of a decibel are we supposed to work with that will be pleasant to everybody hearing system? Because I'm talking about this because a lot of time I've been to events whereby I'm not the one doing the sound, but a lot of people complain because of how loud the sound is. They walk out of the auditorium, stay outside.
Yes.
It's not that they don't want to stay inside,
Yes.
but they will go outside and stay because of the loudness of the sound.
Yes.
Everything is sounding well, but because it's too loud inside, they
I
go out. So what do you have to say about that?
Yes, like I said the first time, usually sometimes it is usually the unpleasantness of the music in terms of the music being cohesive and pleasant.
Okay.
When you find out that it is not pleasant because too much is happening at the same time, whereby it is not giving space for expression or space for people to soak in expressions. And two is that the production gears themselves might be inadequate for the venue it's being called
Yeah,
to
you
serve.
said that. I'm not
We are
saying
not talking about the
all of this being put in place.
if all of this is being put in place, then there is now a problem of as the system be deployed properly to cover front to back effectively without hurting one another. If the system is designed in a way whereby the people in front are hearing it at the same level as the people at the back, without anybody feeling discomfort, the sound will be good enough.
Okay.
So, in terms of what level is it to put it, it is usually decided by the government. A lot of, if not for it's been happening in Lagos now, whereby for a lot of events, there are only, especially in halls, there are levels that
Not drive
you
above.
cannot once you start
Even in
once
Abuja.
yes it's becoming even a law in churches now that once there's a was I forgot the name they call them, there's an agency that is dedicated to sound pressure levels in a lot of halls and churches in Lagos, that once they come and they take a reading and it's above, maybe they are saying okay, you cannot hit 90 dB 90 decibels A weighted or C weighted, then once they come and they take that reading and it is more than they short that they give you warning that okay, this time if you come and it's still the same like this, we will shut down this hall or the church. And a lot of churches and halls and even clubs have been shut down because of this. So there's a certain level, but that level is usually decided by the government agencies to determine the. So for a lot of states, it might be 90. From some states, they will say 87 dB. Some they will say they can even say go as high as 100, depending on the environment. If it's a residential area, they will definitely make sure that it is quite low. They might tell you that it is around 86, 88 dB, and that is very, very difficult to achieve. But in a live environment where you want to serve people, so it depends. There are a lot of factors that need to come in to make sure that that level is not exceeded. You need to be the acoustics of the place. The sound acoustic is different from soundproofing.
Yeah.
You have to soundproof the environment to make sure that the sound is not going out. Maybe it is the people outside the hall that they are worried about if it's a residential area. If it is that it's in the hall and people are complaining, then it means either the music or the sound system is not properly deployed. So those are the reasons for such complaints.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, looking at this issue of deploying sound and everything, I also want us to talk about something. you mentioned it now, and I want us to go to it and really talk more about it. You see, in some of our events, especially in this part of the world, we seems to be very, very loud, kind of.
Yes.
You get? So I want to ask a question that is it about loudness over clarity or clarity over loudness? What do you have to say about this? How do we balance the two? Because, some people take loudness for clarity.
Yes.
Some people take clarity for loudness. So there is a way I felt we need to balance this thing.
Just like you said, balance. There has to be balance. I was saying it that if you're doing a event where your sound requirement, the music requirement is big. I mean, your music production itself, where it revolves a lot of big expressions, and you are using small speakers, there's no way it will sound big. Big sound needs big PA. That's big public address
Yeah.
systems. In terms of, or big music, let me use the word big music. That's beefy music, requires very big PA. So if the production or the music itself is not, maybe it's a calm music, like we do say, maybe all this jazz music. I've hardly gone to any jazz concert and see people complain that
It's too loud.
because just because of the people performing, understanding what they are doing.
Yeah.
The drummer is just doing some soft touch, da, 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 da,
Playing with
and,
cymbals.
and cymbals occasionally, and everybody is coming in at different time. But if you go to a metal concert, there's no how you want to do it. It is loud, and the truth is, it was meant to be loud. So it is now you that decides that what are you going for? What is your personality? If you don't like loud sound, don't like metal music. Maybe that's going over. But if you have to go to a metal, you have to wear ear protection because they cannot. The requirement of that music is supposed to be loud. When they say heavy death metal music, if you have gone to heavy death metal music, the plan is that the sound should be able to kill.
Okay, in Nigeria, we don't do metal music in Nigeria.
Yes.
So, which genre of our music can you say is loud?
It is definitely the Tungba music. The Tungba, Alujo music. It is because the talking drum, as it requires,
Very loud.
has to be very loud,
And heavy.
punchy to the point whereby it is becoming uncomfortable. That is the way it's been structured. It can be restructured to make it pleasing. Whenever it is I'm trying to mix events where there is a talking drum required, I always try to create a balance between the music and the talking drum. Make sure that the talking drum is in the music. Not over the music.
Thank you, sir.
And people will complain, but the truth is they will always complain. If they get used to it long enough, if we continue to do that long enough, it becomes a culture whereby they are not complaining.
Any
The
longer.
culture that was developed for over the years for the talking drum is that they made it so much a priority that it has now become the culture that anywhere Alujo or Tungba music is done, talking drum has to
come up.
has to dominate and overcome everything else. But if you also develop the culture where we say the talking drum has to be in the music as
An
every other
accompaniment.
thing else, then it becomes very pleasant to listen to. If we listen to all these recordings of all these albums or songs that people have produced, you will find out that the talking drum is actually in the music. It's not over it.
Yeah.
You can hear the keyboard and every other thing. It's the talking drum, despite it will pop through. There are occasions where they do those accents and it comes through. That's normal. But that's any slight talking, you just do them on the talking drum and everything else goes to hell. It doesn't make any sense. So
That brings me to my next question. To an extent, you've worked with a lot of different talking drummers, and I studied them and I discovered that I think this partial deafness we are talking about,
yes,
most talking drummers have it.
a lot. That's why I'm saying a lot of people, even churches, a lot. If we go to a lot of churches, or everybody in that church has some form or level of artificially induced deafness. Why? Because the talking drummer has subjected everybody, or the talking drummer or the drummer has subjected everybody to a level, an uncomfortable level of loudness that is not good for people. How long, if you go to church, how long does actually the preaching last for? And how many person is preaching? It is not the preaching that is killing people. It is the music time.
Yeah.
It is during that music time that everything is
Heavy and loud.
yes. One single person can only be as loud as what? It can't be. It will get to a level that once only one person is loud, people will say, Pastor, there will be people who will be looking at the engineer. Pastor is too loud, bring him down. But it is in the music where you are trying to balance the lead guitar and the keyboard, and the talking drummer comes and boo 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 boo, and everything else goes to it. They want everywhere shaking. Especially, and you will find out that a lot of these talking drummer in a church that is sitting 700, 800 people, we set 2 speakers for them, and the talking drummer has 4 speakers. It has 2 subwoofers and 2 full range speakers, 1 talking drummer, and you say you will not be deaf. There's no way you can dodge it. You must be deaf. It's not you will be deaf. You must be deaf. So except they change this culture whereby the way they listen, you will find out that even the keyboardist that is playing is using a small combo. Bass guitar is using small combo. Just one talking drum that is not
instrument. We
now have 4 speakers, 2 subs, 2 double cone subs, and 2 full range speaker. Then you should know that there's something has gone wrong. Something is definitely wrong. There's no other two way about it.
It's so unfortunate that even the positioning of the speakers, we hear like this.
Yes.
We don't hear from behind.
Unfortunately.
But we want to put the speaker behind them.
Yes.
And they want to hear it from behind. And before you know it, no matter how your front of house is, the bleeding from their monitors will come into the front of house.
Exactly.
And overshadow everything you are doing.
So it is something that surprises me as well. Whereby
I think at this junction we need to talk about IEMs rather.
Yeah.
So I think that is helping us a bit.
Yeah.
To tame some things now, some excesses. It's just that some of these guys are not comfortable, especially those talking drummers. They are not comfortable using in there. They want to.
I think one of the things we can pride ourselves about is that we brought that IEM thing to a lot of environments that is not, it's not been used before. We can take pride in that.
Yeah.
In fact, now in a lot of shows, you will find out that a lot of shows that we are doing, even the talking drummers are using IEMs.
Yeah.
Although you might get back at the end of the show and find out that those IEMs are burnt out because you will find out that it is a progress that we've been making IEMs, and the best way you can actually also enjoy yourself with the way the music is going now is IEMs, especially for a lot of environments that we are in. A lot of churches are not properly built to support you using a floor monitor. Because it's not acoustically treated, it's not soundproofed. Because if you're allowed to a level, the government will come and close down your church.
Yeah.
So the only way you can hear yourself effectively without harming people or the environment is to use that thing close to your ears. Now, the problem we usually have in this environment is that sometimes the IEMs that people get, they go and buy. I've seen places where IEM systems are provided for all the musicians, and they will go and buy Oroma headphones, earphones, or Apple ear and put it, and they want to hear sound as if They want to hear the sound that four speakers were producing before. It's not possible. You have to get the proper IEM, the proper IEM for you.
Yeah.
There are IEMs that were designed for drummers and bassists and all this stuff.
With low
They
end.
want it is loud and it is beefy in terms of the quality of sound. You cannot use that kind of IEMs for a musician, except that musician, or for a singer, except that singer also requires that kind of sound, or that's what they have been accustomed to. Then it works for them. But there are different levels of IEMs. So you have to go for, just like the different levels of mics. There are mics that you cannot use to sing.
Yeah.
Use them to sing, it's just sounding like, what's this? But it is good enough to preach. Especially all this Shuopi that they are now producing from China now. All this Onche and JBL mic that we are seeing now. No, imagine JBL producing microphone. I didn't know when that happened.
I don't understand.
All thanks to China. We appreciate them. Let's celebrate China, please. And our Halaba brothers.
Yes.
So all these kind of unhealthy requirements for loud sounds, if you use the proper IEMs and they set up the sound properly, you will enjoy yourself better than you have ever enjoyed yourself before. Better. You will hear yourself so loud that you'll be telling the engineer, please bring it down. It has been what has been happening a lot when we do a lot of sound. They will be telling us to be bringing things down. Because before they start, everybody say, bring it up. Keyboard, bring it up. But once the music starts, they will say, bring this one down, bring this one down, bring the bass down, bring the talking drum down. That's what will start to happen. So IEMs is just the future. You will find out that mostly, like 99% of the churches you go to abroad are using these IEMs. Yeah. It's not because they want to do fashion. It's because it is a system that works, supports the sound, supports the performance to make sure that everybody, like the stems we are talking about now, and clicks, and we cannot be playing, we cannot be recording and click is 1, 2, 3, is counting on the floor monitor and everybody is hearing. Because it's not meant for the audience, it's meant for the musicians. So how else do you achieve that? Talkback is now the rave of the season. Everybody, we have gone to churches where they are using floor monitors and the keyboard says he wants to use talkback. I would say, how? How do you want to use it? I don't know. Explain to me.
Oh my God.
So a lot of things like that. If you want to use talkback, you have to go IEM system. If you want to use click and cues, you have to use IEM system. Yeah. There's no two way. There's no two way to it. The best way, except they will put all of you inside another room and the church is another room. I saw a church like that where the musicians were kept in a studio-like environment. It was a room and all the musicians were there. If the churches can work like that too, it makes sense. It works. They kept all the musicians inside one room, and the church itself was, and the auditorium was the auditorium. All the musicians were not in the auditorium, and they were playing. And that way, they can do anything you like. If you don't like IEM system and you want floor monitor and you want to play 1, 2, 3, and you'll be hearing from your monitor, it works. So a lot of things like that. IEM is the future. It's not even the future. It was the future 10 years ago.
Yeah, we are just getting to it.
So people are just starting to appreciate it. But a lot of times, yes.
IEMs, I discovered even Michael Jackson was using IEM.
Yes.
Those years.
Yeah, IEMs has been honed. The first IEM system was called JH, Jerry Harvey or something. The JH, although a lot of people, a lot of musicians in Nigeria, even audio engineers, we can't afford it. So those kind of IEMs, they are the custom IEMs. There are different, like I said, different levels of IEMs. They are the custom IEMs it was shaped to the canals of your ear. Once you put it, oh my God, it's only you and you alone. So those kind of IEMs are, although it's also those technologies are becoming cheaper now, a lot cheaper, but it's still, for the kind of environment we are in, it is still very expensive for a lot of people. So understandably, so there are universal IEMs of which a lot of us are using. That's what is very common now. Yeah. So the universal ones that are the ones that have that rubber tips that you can now buy, the foam tips. If you buy IEMs too, one of the things you can do for yourself is to buy those foam tips. Those foam tips makes the isolation better. Yeah. whereby once you put it in, it makes the sound. It makes you are in your world, and you can. It's like they created the world for you. Once you are in your world, you are free to do anything that you like. It is your own preference. It is not to the preference of any other person. If you want guitar to cut your brain as loud that it will cut your brain into two,
Just
proceed. And that is the beauty of it. And if you want a world where everything is just serene, everything, if you want, like, you cannot go to a performance now and not use IEM and say you just want to be hearing only keyboard. It's not possible. You will hear everything. So if you want, you are the type that, oh, you want to play and you want to hear only yourself, they will create it for you. And it's only yourself that is playing. You are hearing only yourself and everybody's fine. Nobody knows what's going on with you. So that's it. IEMs are, it's not, like I said, it's no longer the future. It is here. It's either every church needs to implement it, or else by the time all this, is it LASEPA or something, there's a environmental protection agency so that is happening. A lot of states are going to adopt that very soon in Nigeria. And even in all the halls, they are going to start to set standards that once you, so imagine you go to all these venues and they tell you that you cannot put 4 speaker for talking drum alone because it's too loud. Once they tell you, how will you perform? That means go in ears, enjoy yourself, do your performance, collect your money and go.
The in-ears is a bit cheaper than
what you will use to set up in-ears for 5 or 6 people is what you will use to set up monitor speakers for 1 person in a church.
So, wisdom. So thank you. Because of our time, I just want you to, give us your last word when it comes to excellence in audio production for artists who are looking forward to host their concerts.
Yes.
Your last word for them, like, okay, if you are planning your concert, this, because see, I always tell people that we are doing gospel does not mean we should not be excellent at it.
Yeah, I will answer that. There's a friend that I have, although I usually say he's not my friend, and he always say it too. IT, you are not my friend, IT. But I heard this saying from him, and he heard this from somewhere too. He said, excellence is developed in clusters.
Yes, sir.
If you want to be excellent, you have to work with people. There's no way to it. As an audio engineer, if you want to be excellent, one of the things I found out that has helped me is now my recognition that I need a team behind me.
Yeah.
Once people, in fact, most of the time now, I rely more on my team than myself.
Of course.
Because the way they help me move, the way they help me achieve things, the things that I want to do, I cannot do alone. I cannot be the one carrying speaker and plugging mic and the same time mixing and the same time. How many things can I do by? I have done it before. When I started it, I was the one that carried speaker. We have done it now. We be the one to carry speaker. You be the one to plug it, mix everything, and after you finish, pack everything. I have done it very well. But I saw the damage it did to my body. But now I see. I remember there was a time we were doing setup and someone said we were doing setup for 12 hours. And they said, it's not the matter of 12 hours that we are sweating. It is the number. It is about the quality that we achieve. Everybody is coming in and everybody is doing different things at the same time. What I find that, you are good here, I put you there, run it. And by the time we come together, we achieve results. Everybody gets paid well. And even in music, in organizing, once you want to do a concert recording, you want to install in your church, you even want to reach out to people that know. And say, let's discuss this. They will share knowledge. They will not tell you to bring money. They will share their knowledge with you for free. They are always willing to share knowledge. You want to buy montage, everybody, like Nigeria, the common thing is just to go and buy montage keyboard, and you'll find out that they buy the montage and it's just piano they are playing on it.
Not even know how to,
it doesn't know even they are
looking for transpose.
Maybe they could have gone and bought something that is similar to that montage and got some other things else with the money. There's Coswell, there's Roland, there's Cog. All these are a lot cheaper than the montage. Everybody, the rave now is Node. I have seen people, a lot of churches buy the nod and it's not nodding. So, so different things. Excellence is developed in clusters. Work with people, be free to connect with people, be free to speak to audio engineers. They will not bite you. No audio engineer wants you. They want you to sound better than you even think.
Because it
That's
makes their job easier.
it makes that's where they will make money. Because once you sound good, that means I'm getting another job.
Yes, so
So I will make more money. So nobody's against you. Don't see it as any audio engineer is out to get you. Speak to them, talk to them. Talk to them about budgets. This is what I want to do. Oh, I have 500,000. What can you achieve? They will help you plan it to make sure that 500,000 works to the best of its capabilities, and you will have a fantastic result. Number two that I want to talk about excellence is that you are looking at Todd Delaney now. You did not go and look at Todd Delaney then. And you want to achieve the Todd Delaney now when you know you are not even up to the Todd Delaney then. You have a big problem. You are not excellent. It is, don't go and look at experience and say, we want to do something like experience. You do not have the capacity for it. It will never be excellent. Go and research about people. Research how Todd Delaney started. Go and look at his first live recording. See how he started. That will be your starting point. I know you are aiming big. You want to be excellent. But you know you do not also have the capacity, the financial resources, and technical capacity. So you work. You set levels and move gradually. Don't go and do 300 events the first time, and the next thing you are thinking about is a 17,000 capacity. It will never be successful. It is not God fighting against you. It is you that is being stupid. So that's just it.
System against
Build, do the 300, achieve 700 next, go to 1,500 next, go to 2,000 next. Gradually, you will get to that place that you are going. But don't go and do 100. Even the all of the 300 people that you did, the all wasn't full. And you said your next concert you want to do stadium. Which stadium? So excellence, like I said, is developed in clusters. There are different people that have different ways of thinking that are not, it will not change your own thinking. It will make your thinking better, actually. You remember when we met now? There's a Bible saying that says iron sharpeneth iron. Why is iron sharpening iron? If we forget, until we look at those scriptures properly, we will not understand. Every iron has different component elements in them. So why will one sharpen the other? It's one with one sharpen. It's supposed to. Normally, it's not supposed to sharpen each other, but one it will be sharper than the other at a different time, at different environments, at different temperature.
Yeah.
One is probably stronger at this temperature than this other at this time. So it will sharpen the other one at different times. One will be stronger and one might be weaker. It doesn't mean it's not still iron. It is still iron. They are still iron. But the sharpening is important. When I want to cut onion, I will not use cutlass. And when I want to cut grass, I will not use knife. So definitely different kind of mentalities has to come into that environment where you are planning, and everybody brings their input to make sure that the result of what it is you are planning is very excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, sir.
You're welcome.
You see, let me just give a recap. Audio Boss says some things, a great advice to all our artists there. When you're planning your event, consult an audio engineer so that they will give you a good plan. What you need to do, what you need to put into consideration.
Exactly.
Before fixing a date, before, he said months, before fixing a date or before even starting your publicity. So don't go out there. Guys, you are hearing now. Don't go out there and start with
the camera.
and go and be doing publicity while you are yet to make your plans. So settle down, make plans. Then he talks about working with the right team. I'm just trying to summarize everything he has said. Working with the right team. Know what you want. He talked about comfort. Your comfort. the comfort you want determines the kind of team you work with.
Yes.
Determines the gears, the venue, everything you want to work with.
Yes,
So
exactly.
when you get that comfort, then you will know who to talk to, who is working with you, who is not working, who cannot work with you.
Yes.
So when we know all of this, it helps us to achieve excellence at our level. And I pray that as we adhere to all of these things, we go together and make the kingdom of darkness restless and depopulate them and
Yes.
populate the kingdom of God.
Man.
Thank you for joining.
Preach, sir. Preach, sir. Preach.
Thank you
Preach,
for
sir.
joining. I am Max Moses, and with me in the studio is Barnabas Olorunfemi, the audio boss.
Yes, sir.
He still
Wakanda
speak,
forever.
sharing personal experience. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
Thank you.
peace out.